Good Tuesday morning. It is time to build your business with Clear Message. So, haven't been on YouTube very much. Been downloading some videos there, but not tried YouTube Live. Going to give it a shot today. So, does your communication feel like trial and error? Would life be easier if you were understood and people actually did what you wanted them to? Is that even possible? Well, get the tools to build your business with Clear Message and stop letting your communication fall flat. Now, don't feel bad if that's you because most communication falls flat. And the problem is most people don't have a framework that ensures they communicate clearly. They aren't understood, they aren't interesting, and they don't inspire change. So guess what their audience is? They're confused, they're bored, and they're not doing anything. But it shouldn't be that way. Great communication accomplishes three things. It's understood, it's interesting, and it inspires change. People will actually do things when you communicate clearly. Communicating a message that engages an audience and gets them to respond, well, it's not rocket science. All you need is a formula. Understanding and executing that formula does those three things. It's understood. People know what you're talking about. It's interesting. They actually pay attention and listen to you. And then guess what? They will do something that inspires change. And the great news is anyone can become a great communicator. The formula starts with just one simple thing, and it is having one controlling idea. Now, if you give too much information without a controlling idea, nobody is going to remember anything. Great news is, if you have a controlling idea, you can wrap tons of information into that controlling idea, and people are going to understand it, be interested in it, and then do something with it because they're going to remember it. But you have to have that controlling idea for every piece of communication. Now, you do amazing things, probably lots of amazing things, and your company does lots of amazing things too. And our natural tendency is to just say, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this. You're going to feel this, you're going to get this, you're going to, all these great things, and we're just going to list them. Well, guess what? We're going to get, as a customer, they're feeling like they're flooded, and there's so many different pieces that they're going to either try and pick up out of the air. Think of those cash grab machines where they blow the dollar bills up with the fan, trying to grab anything that they can, and oftentimes they don't get anything because there's too much stuff going on. Hand somebody a dollar bill and they're going to pick it up, right? Well, that's what having a controlling idea is. It's going to stick with your customer. Now, communicating ideas is like handing somebody bowling balls. This isn't my idea or my analogy. I got it from Donald Miller, that guy. I went to a Store Brand Live workshop a couple of years ago, and he asked for a volunteer. Somebody came up to the front of the room, and he handed them a bowling ball. Well, ideas are just like bowling balls. With just one, you know what? Most people can hang on to it, spin it around, look at it, look at all the different things, count the holes, see who made it, whatever. But we can examine one bowling ball really well. And again, that's your controlling idea. You can write lots of things on that bowling ball, and we're probably going to remember at least some of them because we're hanging on to it, and you've done a good job of giving us just the one thing. Well, what happens when we get two bowling balls? So two bowling balls, most of us can probably still hold them, but we're not going to be able to look at all of it. We're not going to be able to examine it. We're going to be kind of worried about holding them. Well, most communications, hand one bowling ball, immediately hand another bowling ball, and then what happens if we were to add a third bowling ball? Watch your toes, because customers and anybody else is going to drop all of the bowling balls. So that's what ideas are like. Giving too much without a central controlling idea is like handing people bowling balls. They aren't going to hang on to anything. And what's that going to mean? They're not going to understand what you do or how you can help. They're not going to be interested in anything because they're not going to understand it, and then they're certainly not going to do anything with that. Great news. Anybody can become a great communicator. Starts with that one thing. Have a controlling idea. Too much information is not going to be remembered. And so today's simple tip, have a controlling idea for every communication so that customers remember it. They understand it, they're interested in it, and then they do something with that communication. Be clear, have a single controlling idea. Now, want to learn to be a great communicator? Get Communication Made Simple. It's part of Business Made Simple online, or Business Made Simple University. You can get access to that course and 8 other ones at businessmadesimpleuniversity.com. Be great if you put reference equals Brandon Miller. Get my link or go through myclearmessage.com. But get Communication Made Simple. Get the communication framework that starts with having that controlling idea. Learn to execute the talking points. Learn to write great speeches. Create compelling videos. Write perfect emails. Deliver talking points on social media. Understand how social media is a little bit different and how you can still use those same core principles and that controlling idea to execute a great social media campaign. If you work for a company or a business, write great, effective press releases that actually get picked up by media and they deliver the message that you want them to because you created the perfect package for them. Get Communication Made Simple and learn how the controlling idea is the basis for the framework and to get better execution on all of your communication.